Greetings everyone, here's Lodrik again, and this is the Game War in the Pacific, Admits Edition. This is my play-by-email match against KilRoy. He is the commander of the Allied forces, and for me it is the Empire of Japan. This is scenario 1 on the game version 27 with a new extended map. And KilRoy also got the working American torpedoes at the start of the war to give him a benefit in his fighting abilities. This is 17th May. So, normally a very active phase of the war, and here is the American heavy cruiser west of Comac. These are maybe the two heavy cruisers I was detecting before, and I had here some of my submarines for more or less guard duty of Comac, because there are some underwater rifts, so the ships can really only go from Nomaya to Comac here around, so it's easily to block or at least patrol the sea. And I had some submarines on duty, and they intercept the enemy task force, so one enemy heavy cruiser with a torpedo hit out of 6. Not the best hit rate or ratio, but at least a hit is a hit. And it looks like that KilRoy was trying to make this night bombardment here runs, but I also had here now my surface task force in Comac waiting for him, more or less, under air cover. And you can see that the one heavy cruiser with the torpedo hit is with real damage, and the other one is I think running low on fuel, so you have always this smoking. And early on, in the first minute of the battle, the first shell, a big 14-inch, 36 centimeter, hit also the second heavy cruiser. So KilRoy's both heavy units are damaged at the start of the war or battle already. So this is night engagement, 6,000 yards in torpedo range for both sides. So American torpedoes can hit me, and my own torpedoes of course can hit a long time. Fuso class battleships, they have this 15 centimeter guns. And there was a torpedo hit on my Fuso. So, like I said, in range for both sides. Because the KilRoy have here the working American torpedoes, the chance that there's a dot is much smaller. Still, normally a battleship can handle 2 torpedoes with no issue, even 3. After 4 I would say, okay, it's dangerous. Yeah. I mean, the firepower advantage on my side is, yeah, let's say, very clear. Still, KilRoy was a little lucky to get a torpedo hit on one of my battleships. So I get here some repair work to do after this is done. These 5-inch shells have normally no impact at all. They're creating some system damage and small fires. My scout cruisers, they're all here together. Main reason is I think I have 2 scout cruisers with search airplanes and 2 with roof fighters, something like this, so that my surface task force have air cover. You normally never want to have your battleships or cruisers be attacked by enemy, dive for torpedo bombers without any air cover. At least some air cover will help you to survive the worst So, and roof fighters are not so bad for this kind of job. Yeah, or maybe no match for enemy carrier strikes, but I guess there's no enemy carrier in the Pacific for the next 2-3 months at least. So my torpedoes are still missing. One enemy cruiser is going down, and the Allies trying now to escape. Well, makes sense. Inch also cannot penetrate battleship armor. And I don't only have here my battleships plus also heavy cruisers. So even if my battleships are not here, I had maybe enough firepower to take care of this enemy task force. Now there's a collision between a heavy cruiser and a scout cruiser, and then there's a collision between a destroyer and a scout cruiser. So if the enemy don't really inflict enough damage on your own ships, then you can still try to do it by yourself. Yeah, so Japanese 8-inch or 20 centimeter can penetrate the heavy cruiser armament. Now it's over. But so one enemy heavy cruiser sunk directly. The only real heavy hit is on Fuso with one torpedo hit. This create maybe surface or flotation damage. But KilRoy lost or is losing 2 heavy cruisers for this engagement. No. I don't know if the Allies produce so many heavy cruisers that they can cause still a tactical victory. Well, we'll see how strong or big the damage on Fuso is really at the end. Plus the 2-3 collision damage. So no sinking sound so far. Allied ships are still afloat, but there was no successful bombardment of my base, so my surface task force was in the right spot defending. And now we have the daytime second battle. And the software simply split up. The heavy cruiser was heavily damaged and was trying to escape. And these are the 4 left destroyers from the rest of the task force. Crossing T. The Allies are more or less in the wrong position. Hopefully the Allies are out of torpedoes. And EA land a hit, a destroyer, that is always good. and this 15 centimeter 6-inch, 5.9 inch is normally enough to cripple enemy destroyers. This 5-inch shell hits, you must have hit the right spot. I saw battles like I had 10 5-inch shell hits on an enemy destroyer, and still no, the destroyer handles this damage. But sometimes you hit the right, like engine or magazine, and the destroyer is dead in the water. Still, all my torpedoes are missing. But my battleship's secondary batteries are working well today. So all 4 American Allied destroyers are now burning. And even Fuso is still catching up with my task force, so the torpedo hit must be at least not cripple my engines. The enemy is still too fast and my torpedoes don't create a hit. So enemy can still maneuver. But the damage on the Allied ships are piling up. It's really a question of time. This is normally a clear victory for me again. But you can also say that KilRoy always try to surprise and hit back aggressively. The question is only if this is the right time, the right moment to do. Yeah, but it's maybe more or less opposite to the Jochen game, or Jochen, Haydn and Helsen. They have this very non-active war, where the Allies is trying to delay the confrontation as much as possible. Good, 1 destroyer is going down. 19,000 yards and still in range of torpedoes. But the chance to create a hit is so small on these ranges. But the heavy guns, so gunnery skills of the Japanese battleships are pretty good. But yeah, in combination always how fast and how much maneuver values your enemy have still. And this destroyer is maybe dead in the water, so yeah, it's sinking. Okay, so 2 destroyers escaped. No damage, more or less, on my ships. And yeah, the blue is maybe still okay. The other one is heavily damaged, heavy fire, maybe sinking on their own. And we are here at Comac. So the only port is normally possible for KilRoy to use is Nomaya. This is still some distance for a damaged ship. Yeah, yacht patrol. Nothing really for my submarine to hunt. Some reported ships. Looks like under the clouds there are some Allied task forces hiding. And this is maybe the heavy damage enemy cruiser. Yeah, cannot find the target and return to base. But my Maeve is coming for Nomaya. Today they want attack, and today they're going for a cargo ship. And because my pilots are well trained, they can create here some torpedo hits. And this cargo ship is also fuel loaded, so they're burning and they're not dead. Yeah, and each airplane carried 2 torpedoes, so I let here 8 torpedoes run on this one cargo ship. And this is of course a total overkill. A hit but no explosion. So bad. So 4 hit out of 8 torpedoes for the first run, so 50% hit chance. This is super good. Second one, only 1 hit out of 8 torpedoes and then a dud. That is unlucky. But we have here Emily's coming, so the better heavily armed Navy patrol boats. Also carrying 2 torpedoes, so 4 torpedoes going for this cargo ship. 1 hit and 1 more dud. But then second hit. So this ship is also dead. And else today they won't all fly, but they're all going for the same target. At least the same location. Oh, Nomaya here. 1 more cargo ship. Going down. 2 torpedo hits. But no troops. So this is all supplies and fuel. But the siege of Nomaya is continue, or will keep up. So it's very costly and nearly impossible for KilRoy to maintain his forces in Nomaya. But it will need weeks or months to starve them out. So now switching back to standard China bombardment. And some flying tigers for ground attack. Not really creating too much damage. More successful the Australian Air Force, but not a game changer. Oh, some Mavis. There's still something to sink? Looks like one more cargo ship. 5 torpedo hits. Instant kill. And additional sinking sound. This is maybe the one cargo ship who was surviving the torpedo attacks first for a moment. And here the enemy destroyers. KilRoy detect my battleships. And more cargo ships in Nomaya. And AM. But somehow this one AM I think killed my Mavis. Yeah, Mavis is like Betty and Nell. They have strong fire. I mean, they can carry torpedoes, and 2 of them, and over a long range. That is a lot of attack power, but there's no armament, no protection, no hit points. So they die so easily. And more cargo ships. But now not. And KilRoy still try to find or attack here my forces, but I have far too much cap fighters here. Nothing can come through. British submarine in Medan. We can get rid of it. I have 3 hits. 3 is still a dozen too less. And this is the Allied submarine. This destroyer maybe looks okay. But so my submarine, this was more or less my patrol duty to intercept the enemy ships. I can maybe slow down this enemy destroyer. So all my air strikes going for the port of Nomaya today, not for the enemy task forces escaping. Good. Tank battle here in China. No victory for me, but slowly Chinese ground forces are losing their position. And Shanshan is still in siege and bombardments. Same here on Ceylon. Last British forces and the Rangoon army also low. Maybe it's time to maybe attack there again. Bombardments all over the map. Good. So some activity, some airstrikes, some night navy battle and daytime battle. At least something to watch. And the biggest enemy was so far my own ships, if they making collisions, plus Allied torpedoes. I don't know how many torpedo hits KilRoy created in this match already. Well, I think he hit once or twice my carriers, 3-4 times already my battleships. Always only 1 hit, so it's nothing sunk so far. Not by torpedoes at least, but they're creating damage. So air losses 10 for KilRoy and 2 for myself. So misses here, the cruisers going down, 1 cruiser is going down, plus this airstrike failed again. and others is small stuff. I think I lost here one pilot. Yeah, one wounded and one killed. A ship sunk, reported. Portland going down. Yeah, this was, I think, clear to see. This is Portland class, so this is a type ship. A typical 10,000 class cruiser. And a bunch of destroyers plus cargo ships. And these are better British cargo ships here all. Better, I would say, not good, but better. Long range all. So we had no battle in China, so I know we have here not much to say, only that KilRoy was sneaking out here some troops, so he takes the space, so I'm on my way to retake this base to open here the supply flow of goods again, but I can normally also bring supplies now in this way, so it's, I think, not too critical. And I'm trying to link up here this small mountain pass to get Burma with China linked up. And my troops are also closing in on the British last defense on Ceylon. The rest of the map was easy. Everything is fine. Nothing to worry. Nothing to really talk about. Also Australia. My forces in Townsville are still locked. The biggest activity we had here around New Caledonian. I can still see here these two ships. I would guess, hard to say. So one, this is the two leftover destroyers. We had here the second engagement, one night engagement in Comac, one engagement with 4 destroyers, 2 I sunk, 2 escaped source to Nomaya, and this is likely the destroyer plus heavy cruiser escaping direction West Coast Brisbane. Sometimes it's a little strange how the game split up the task forces and where they're running, but I guess it is like this. So Fuso had a torpedo hit. The floating damage is not so big, but the hit on the engines is much stronger. So I have a strong hit on engine, but I only lost 1 hex per pulse. So normal speed is 4. I lost 50% of my speed. So normally this ship can make 4 hexes per pulse, so 8 per day. Now I only can make 2. Okay, torpedo hit was more problematic than I thought first. Then we have here my damage by collision cruiser, scout cruiser. And also, I think they hit each other. The problem is you don't see which one hit what, but anyway, they hit each other. Okay. These ships need repair. And here we have Nachi. Nachi makes one collision with the destroyer, I think. Okay. Nishin had a 5-inch shell hit. Create some system damage, nothing more. This is normally easy and fast to repair. My second scout cruiser also had a collision with a cruiser, if I remember, and you can see this one take a lot of engine damage. Oh, okay, not so good. Oh, this was all. They were taking 5-inch shell hits, but this is nothing. This is all system damage and easily to repair. So you can see only the Fuso get a hit by the torpedo, and this create some damage. And the problem is bigger ships need much more time to really repair here. So if you have like a 10 system damage on a destroyer, you can maybe repair in 3-4 days. 10 system damage on a battleship will cost you maybe 1 or 2 weeks or more. So bigger ships simply need more time to repair. But none of the ships is in danger to sink. And KilRoy lost 3 destroyers plus 1 or 2 heavy cruisers. And also my aircraft out of the they're coming, I think, all over Luganville. They dominate now the seas here completely. I suppress all activity on Omaya locally from Comac by sweeping the base every day, and my torpedo bombers can more or less secure all shipping here around Nomaya, at least with a very high risk of be intercepted and attacked. And only enemy carriers I fear so far, but because KilRoy lost a week or 2 weeks ago this carrier battle, then I don't have more this risk. The only part I have to calculate is maybe the Suva airbase and Nadi airbase. So I must maybe limit my range that I don't fly 16. Maybe if I fly 15 from Luganville, I can never run in a cap trap over Fiji, and I can easily intercept here incoming ships or ships trying to unload anything at Nomaya. I know that Nomaya have a lot of mines. I lost, I think, 1 or even 2 submarines in Nomaya by mine damage, so I don't want to go into this hex with my ships, because this would be simply why I want to try this and risk a damage. I can really stay and play here safe. KilRoy must come. And if he don't come before October with something to relieve his forces, I think in October his forces will maybe starve here. I don't know how many supplies KilRoy was able to unload here, but no, we will see. Good. So that is talking about the situation in this battle. And yeah, my situation in Tokyo, because I always take normally Tokyo for easy looking how is my situation at resources. You can see roughly keep 1 million crude oil in Tokyo, keep 1 million resources in Tokyo, and then you have no problem with your industry in Japan. And I also try to keep at least 50,000 supplies in Tokyo to keep everything running well. That is, and this is all linked. Here everything can flow, this supplies, because there's road or rail. Only Hokkaido in the north, and you must always maintain via shipping. So you must get oil and resources to Japan, and you must transfer fuel, and depending how you do it, I built up Sapporo with heavy industry. Heavy industry. So I built here up heavy industry on Hokkaido, so I don't must ship supplies to Hokkaido. But because I did this, I have to ship fuel to Hokkaido to keep this heavy industry running. And yeah, so, and keep in mind, I play the scenario 1. So my numbers are not the same like in Jochen, his game. He plays scenario 2, they have other industry. But you can here see that my supply output is now, because the Japanese, they need normally fuel and supplies to keep everything running smoothly. And my heavy industry, so my supply production, that is what I really produce. You can see also what is disabled. I don't repair the light industry. I don't repair manpower. I don't repair resources. So this is everything what is disabled is more or less or lost per turn. But you must always care if you can feed your industry. So I produce 16,500 and here 11,500 light industry. My refineries also produce 3,500 supplies daily base. I produce here 30,000 fuel per day, or 31,500. But more important is that my refineries require 35,000 tons of crude oil. And so far I produce 30,000. So I still have a lack of 5,000 tons oil per day overall, over the map. This is always all the map. You must also ship the oil around where you need it. So, but you can see that I can still repair 1,700 oil and only 500 refineries. So if I don't fix this 500 and only this 1,700, and oil is 20 one factory, so this is 20 times, and the refinery I think only require 50 times. So if I repair here everything, then it's like I think 2,000 additional. I know yeah, something like this. This is production capacity, so I don't. I think it's already the 20 times multiplayer, multi inside. I'm not really know. Maybe we can also check this in industry. If I go to refinery and if I say, the problem is you cannot check what is damaged here. Miri has some damaged refineries. No, I must go for oil. So where's my damaged oil? Miri have a lot of damaged oil so far. Tarakan have some damaged oil still. And there's some other smaller positions. So yeah. And 150 times 20, normally 3,000. Okay. Miri is number 1 here. Miri is oil. Yeah, 153 factories. So, and then it's 10 times. I'm not sure. I thought one oil factory produced 20 oil per day. Or was this only 10 times? Oh, yeah. Anyway, so I have normally to produce or repair all of my oil. I capture every oil I can really take so far on the map. There's not much more I took more or less the Chinese oil. I took the oil of Burma and all of the oil of Dutch East Indies. More I will not get, that for sure. So maybe in the next match you must always keep an eye that you don't overproduce maybe the refineries. If you don't really need to repair too many refineries if you cannot feed them with oil. On the other hand, I have here 2.2 million tons of oil in backup. I can burn the refineries, and refineries producing fuel, and the fuel is what you need, not the oil. And refineries also producing supplies in a ratio of 9:1. So 9 fuel, 1 supplies. And 1 supply is like light industry. So if you repair in a refinery, you produce the same like a light industry, plus you get more fuel. Yeah. Good. Thank you all. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.